Good morning, everyone. We will begin in about a minute. Welcome to this guided meditation. I'm Reverend Anne Ahokangas, and join with me in consciousness as I speak this in the I Am. Let's begin with a body scan and an I love my body meditation. So take a moment to allow your body to settle into a comfortable position. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open. Allow your spine to be relaxed and as comfortably straight as you can. Noticing your shoulders, allow them to begin to soften and relax. Today, I choose to practice loving my body by scanning every part. I take a deep breath in and a long breath out. I take another deep breath in and a long breath out. And I begin by bringing my attention into my body. And I take this moment now to allow the full love that I am to fill every part of my body from head to toe. I notice the feeling of the weight of my body where I am seated. For wherever I am, my body is as well. I notice with conscious awareness where I am. And yet I also notice that there is so much more to me. I am not limited merely by my body, for I am one with everything. And I gently bring my attention back to my body, and as I breathe, I notice how my chest and abdomen expand. I notice the air entering my lungs, and I allow the love that surrounds me and is me to fill my chest my abdomen, and my lungs. I notice what sensations I become aware of. And now I bring my awareness to the stillness. I notice the sense of relaxing even more deeply. For this love is supportive. Now I bring my attention to the top of my head. I notice any sensations in the scalp. And I say thank you to this area, noticing how it is love, surrounded by, permeated by love. I now bring my attention down to the back of the head. Noticing the love that makes up every part of this area. I travel to the sides and to my face. I notice my jaw, and I release any tension I may be holding there. I allow my face to relax and to become soft. I relax the muscles around my eyes and my mouth as I continue to breathe in and out. Though I may not feel it, I imagine in my mind's eye my brain, and I bless every aspect of it, knowing it is working perfectly and in divine order. I now notice my neck and my throat. And I allow them to relax and become soft. Noticing the love that resides there, doing its perfect work. I notice my shoulders and arms. And I feel any sensations as I allow the tension to move from my shoulders down to my upper arms, the elbow, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers. And now, using my imagination, I see my body as though it's projected on a screen. I see the beauty that is me. I see the form and function, and I see the love that energizes, revitalizes, and animates me. So I take a moment to just be in this place, surrounded by, revitalized by, nourished by this love. Remembering there is only love. It is supportive. It is compassion. It is infinite. And it is omnipresent. And it is being who I am right now. And I know that what I focus on grows. And so as I focus on the love and the gratitude of who I am, I know that what I focus on grows. With a heart filled with gratitude, knowing I am always fully supported, I let go and I let it be so. And so it is.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton. Welcome to everyone who's with us this morning online. It's a lovely day, very cool here in Hamilton, at our spiritual center. My name is Marcia Daly, and I will be your presider for today, and I'd like to welcome our guests. Thanks for spending some time with us this morning. I know you already got a welcome package, so excellent, thank you. So 10% of everything we receive, being a tithing center, is returned out to the community to bless. So we are blessing in this quarter Unity Canada and Food for Kids. And Food for Kids is a nonprofit organization that provides healthy food for kids with limited or no access to food. And we have the power for the month. It is imagination. So let's say the affirmation together. I release limiting thoughts and imagine something greater. I imagine good unfolding in every area of my life. Excellent. So you will notice that Emilio is not with us today, and we are going to sing nevertheless with all the videos that we have. So the first one is a song written by Karen Drucker, and it's called You Are Welcome Here.
Good morning, Unity Spiritual Center. It's Karen Drucker coming to you from San Francisco, California. I wish I was there in person, but this is the next best thing. So I'm going to sing you a few songs here this morning, but one of the things I love to do with any of the songs I do is ask you to sing along. So this is my magic wand that says that you can sing. So if anyone told you that you couldn't sing, you are now healed, okay? So it goes like this. Here's your part. It just goes like this. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You got it? That's it. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. I'll sing the next part. It goes like this. Our arms are wide open. There's room for everyone. On your journey now, you are home, you are welcome here. You got it. You are welcome here. Sing it. You are welcome here, and you are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Whatever you've been through, you found us somehow. Wherever you're going, wherever you're from, you've come home. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. And you are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. How about I am? I am welcome here. 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 I am welcome. How about let's just honor everybody. We are welcome here. We are welcome. Anybody, everywhere. We are welcome here. We are welcome here. You are welcome here. I am, and I am welcome here. You are. Okay, I've got to turn it down. Oh. Down. It on a little bit. Okay, go ahead and speak. We have to hear her.
You have to hear me. And you're quite loud. You can turn it down a little. How's that?
That's good.
Okay. Yes. If we ask Randy to turn it up at his end, it might be easier. Just check. But we'll have to turn the that one down so we don't get the feedback. Sorry about that, those of you at home. We're having a few little technical scenarios here. But it is part of the nature of the process when you're doing a hybrid service online and in person, and making the sound perfect here as well as at home. So they turned up that, so it's very loud right now, Randy, but the videos aren't as loud. It should be good now, eh? Okay. And I'll just make sure I don't have my mic on when we don't need to.
Did that one get turned up?
No.
No, just this one.
Yeah, just that one. Okay. Now that was Reverend Randy for US that does our videography and puts everything live stream online. So he's behind this wall working on the computers and the soundboard and all of that.
He's the
The man
man behind the curtain.
behind the curtain, yes. So join with me, I'm Reverend Ann Ahokangas, for this opening prayer. As I breathe and relax into this moment, I remember that all is God, all is spirit, all is the infinite field of pure potentiality. It is the source and resource of all of life. And it is being me right here, right now. It is being everything seen and unseen. And it is from this place that I recognize that this power is what animates me, what allows me to be the author of my life, that allows me to have choice and to think and to use my imagination. And so I'm so grateful for knowing all of this. I feel so blessed. I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is. And I guess before we move forward, you turned it down so low now that I don't think anyone can hear it. Thank you, Pat. Pat, move over to this side and don't touch the knob, okay? Our soloist is Emilio Zaras, and his father, Emil, passed away on Friday. And he is normally the one who sings and leads our singing. And he's been ill for a while and basically stopped eating about a week ago, so we knew it wouldn't be long. So all of our songs are videos today, and most of them are familiar to some of us anyways. And I would like to just take a moment to include in this time of prayer all fathers, because it is Father's Day, knowing that we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So whatever life we have, they gave us that gift. And blessing them all, and blessing Emilio and his family, knowing that they are guided to do the right and perfect things today as their funeral unfolds. So we love you, Emilio. I'll turn mine off.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present.
Today's absolute word is love. I like how that works. The affirmation is, I love freely and generously. And this is the absolute word written by Paul Hasselbeck. The principle of love is present in its entirety in us and everywhere at the same time. My use of the principle of love can result in dispelling the darkness of loneliness and even conflict with the light of harmony and togetherness. I also know love is the basis of our important ability to desire. In Keep It True Lent, page 146, Charles Fillmore said, sincere desire is a form of prayer. Love is secular and sacred, human and divine, immediate and immortal, personal and universal. I am responsible for expressing love throughout the world by my words and actions. I'm kind, patient, compassionate, empathetic, encouraging, supportive, and so much more.
For years I would talk about how I wanted to change the world, but I always left it up for someone else to do. But then I finally realized that I needed to take a stand, and that by changing my thinking I could change my life, and that's how I could change the world. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Can you sing that with me? Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Sing it out now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. And I am a stand for love. And let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Sing it one more time. Let there be peace. Feel that now. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. And I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Again, we are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. Yes, we are, and so it is.
Yes, we're trying not to interfere with the, what do we call it? Feedback. So today's message, this year is a year of I am dawning. That's why we have this picture behind me. And this month is about holy boldness and how we can be bold when we know that we're part of Spirit and that Spirit is what guides us and animates us. And in knowing that, it's so much easier to be bold, isn't it? Because you know that you're supported. So today I'd like to talk about limitless and unstoppable, and how can you be and behave and think in a way that is limitless and unstoppable. So I'd like to speak about Gilgamesh of Mesopotamia. Anybody heard that name before? Oh, good. How it works, and also thinking. So Gilgamesh was at the time of 2100 BC. So a long time before even Jesus was supposed to have walked the earth, because he was at around 44 AC, I believe it was. So imagine that time, if you can, and it would have been Mesopotamia, which is around Israel in that area, very desert-like, very nomadic tribes. They had to travel all over to get food. And of course, that was nomadic tribes. And he was one of the first people who decided that he was going to use agriculture as the foundation of where he lived. And he also was the first to have a standing army to protect those people that did not constantly move. And he was basically taking territory all around him and making his kingdom larger and larger. And at that time, it was really difficult to convince people to stay home and farm when they were used to being nomadic and used to being hunters and gatherers and things like that. But it didn't make sense for him because he was building a kingdom. And so basically, all of his key people, the priests and the standing army generals, the head guys, sort of thing, needed to be induced, motivated in some way to make sure that his kingdom stayed the way that it was. And so he decided that not only were they afraid of him, all his people, because he was so powerful and I guess he was murderous and who knows what he was in that way, he decided that he needed to have something to negatively motivate people to do what he needed to have done. So he told his people, the key people, to start a myth that there was a big G up in the sky, a big Gilgamesh up in the sky that you couldn't see, that was everywhere and could see everything you were doing, knew what you were thinking, knew if you were behaving or not behaving, and would smite you. And that started what today we call the big G in the sky, that myth of this guy sitting on a throne with a big G on his chest, or whatever you want to call it. And so to think that long ago that someone wanting control and power, that was the way that that myth started. And I remember thinking as a kid, where did I get the belief that God was this dude in a big throne, you know, in the sky somewhere, looking at me and deciding whether I was going to be good or I wasn't going to be good. And when I did my research this week about that, I thought, wow, that myth perpetuated till today. And many of the religions took that on and continued it because it worked so well. And so how fascinating. And yet here we are in 2024, those of us in this group and those of you watching online, that are perhaps in the place of now recognizing that God is not this big dude in the sky looking down on you and waiting to smite you, but is what actually animates you, that is the presence, the energy, the source of who you are, and that there is just so much love and possibility available. So I wanted to just give you that as a little tidbit of where did that all come from? And to think that it has perpetuated for that long. And there are still people today that are convinced that there is this dude. And that's okay. But I would much rather be guided by positivity and love and caring for people and a more embracing, non-judgmental way of living. What about you? Yeah. So let's look at how it works. So this is from Maël Gregor, and I've quoted him a few times in this, Gregor is his first name. I quoted him a few times in this talk today, and the book is How to Find Your Life's Divine Purpose, Brain Software for a New Civilization. So he says, you need not go anywhere, you need not do anything, and you need not become somebody else. Life is right where you are. And I don't know about you, but for many years, I was out there searching for it, whatever it was, the answer to life's mysteries. What was my life all about? All of those things. And it's in this spiritual journey that you discover that it's not in someone else or someone else's wisdom. They may say something that triggers you to remember the truth about yourself, but it's right where you are. So he continues to say, freedom is attained by living your divine purpose, by expressing its will, it as in capital I, and embodying its nature. And so I'm sure you're wondering, okay, so how do you live your divine purpose if you don't know what it is? Right? So we'll get into that in a minute. So, do we have free will? Would you say that we have free will? Okay, so there is a little caveat to that. And he continues to say, I think the question is wrongly worded. It should be whether we have choice or not. And the answer is obviously yes, we do. But it is subject to how much of our conditioning will allow. So, you know, when I talked about being unstoppable, if you limit yourself and your beliefs, then no matter what is possible for you, those beliefs are what will limit you. And it's when you expand your belief system and trust that the guidance that you're getting within is something that wants to express a better life for you, then you can. But if you believe that it's not possible, then guess what? You get to be right. So he continues to say, will is a completely different problem. I believe in our current state, we do not have will, but only choice. There is only one will, and that is the will of the divine. So I believe what he's saying there is that if we completely believed that this divine, infinite field of pure potential is flowing through us, we could do anything. So let's say one day you woke up and you decided, I don't want something to be a certain way. If you were in full alignment with that will that is divine will, it would happen. I remember there was a Unity minister, Jack Boland, who lived in Detroit, and he had one of the largest Unity churches in the movement, several thousand people every Sunday. And he tells a story in one of his prosperity classes where he's sitting next to a woman and they're at an auction. And she's saying, oh, I would really love to have that television that they're auctioning. And he says, well, do you believe that you can have it? Just by deciding that you can have it, do you believe that you can? And she says, no, I can't. He says, well, just watch. And he decided he wanted that TV and he got it. And several other things that happened during that auction. And what he was proving was that if you truly believe, and it's not hurting anyone and it's not causing any kind of distress in any other way, that that divine will work for you and through you. But most of us can't be there because we have too many limitations. We've grown up with too many belief systems that limit our possibilities. But you can increase your possibilities and maybe experiment with that. Find out where your limits are and see how you might be able to play with it. Maybe you start with manifesting parking spots or manifesting extra money or something. Start there and play with it. So he continues to say, and that is the will for life, for free expression of all life forms, and make sure that we are blossoming and can continue to live here. And so what he's suggesting is that our purpose in life is to express life to the fullest that we can, each as individuals, and to perpetuate life. That's why we are made, so that we can have babies and grow things. That's why we can grow plants and honor the earth. And that's really, truly the foundational purpose of our life. And so what are you doing to perpetuate your life, to express it in the most expansive way that you can? Where are the limits that you've placed on yourself right now? I had that conversation with my husband this week, as we're a couple of old goats now, like we're not 20. And we've realized in the last year that we have a consciousness of not being healthy. Both of us have had, he's had radiation and I've had surgery for my body, and we sat there and said, we have a consciousness of not healthy. So what are we going to do about it? Because that I have power over. I can choose to believe differently, but first I have to figure out, where are my limits in that? Do I believe that because I'm almost 67, that I should be eeky creaky, that I should have replacement parts because they're wearing out? Or do I believe that because I'm part of this infinite field, that I can be as healthy as possible until the day that I croak, and then I just croak? Why do I have to decline? Because my belief system says on some level that I must decline as I get older. So I had to question my choices, and those choices are the thoughts that I've been having. So what are you experiencing? Maybe it's in relationships, maybe it's in money, maybe it's in work, maybe it's in health. Where are your limits? And what are you believing? And how is it showing up? Because it's exactly showing up like you believe. And that's, that's the toughest part about being in this form of spirituality, is that where is the responsibility? Right where I am. I can't blame it on anybody else. And that's a big, big, big thing to chew, wouldn't you say? Gosh, it'd be so much easier to say, it's all your fault. And then I'm absolved. But it's not true. So a question often asked is, how can God allow there to be so much misery? That's another thing like Gilgamesh that has been perpetuated, I guess. Misery is actually entirely of our own making, and it's human created. It's not God. God is like electricity. And that's really minimizing it because it is so much more. But it doesn't have thought. It doesn't choose for you. It just says, okay, so what do you want to do now? And when you decide what you're going to do, then that is how it shows up. And so if you decide that you're going to be mean to someone, God didn't make you be mean. God didn't make you to be sad. God didn't force you to any of it. It's all your choice. And I could talk about that all day long and all week and next week and all of that, but do you kind of get the gist of it? Like, it's not God that's creating the misery, or let's say even the cancer in a 2-year-old, or the death of your best friend in a car accident, or whatever it is that you're called, or the war on the other side of the world, or somebody blowing up a building. God didn't do that. That was an individual who had choice that did that. And then how you respond to it is up to you, because you have that choice too. So it has nothing to do with God. It's your own grand creation. And I say grand because there is so much more than misery in the world. Look at all the beautiful things we're creating. I mean, it was so wonderful to be confirmed this week that Spirit is at the helm in my life. Because I had a day where I had some free time. And because I meditate every morning, I'm open to whatever inspirations come. And the little inspiration that went through my mind was, and you should create that PowerPoint, which is what you see on the screen now, that has all of the videos for the songs, so that just in case you need to use a PowerPoint that has videos in it, because Emilio can't come for some reason, or is in traffic or something, that it's available. And so I spent 6 hours on Tuesday, and I put together the PowerPoint with all the videos. And I gave them to Brenda before she went on holiday. She's our administrator. And I said, put it on the computer there so that if we ever need to just pop my talk into it, it's there. And then Friday morning at 6:35, I sent a text to Emilio saying, I know that your father is having a difficult time. If you want to take Sunday off, we're prepared. If you need to do that for whatever reason. And about half an hour later, he texted me back and said, my dad just passed, and yes, I'll take you up on that. So again, like nobody called me and said, hey, Anne, prepare this so that you're not panicking on Saturday evening to get this all ready and to have it ready for all of us. So that's how your life works too, if you pay attention. And it's not loud prompts. They're lovely, almost whispers that say, hey, you know, if you feel like it, why don't you do this? And because I followed it, I had a wonderful week because I knew that I didn't have to worry about things falling into place for us and for me. So I want you to think about that. That's how Spirit works in your life. That's the love that we talk about. That's the grace that we talk about. That it's always there, kind of knocking on your consciousness saying, what about this? And if you follow those prompts, your life is going to be so much better. I mean, I was just so thankful. Not thankful that that happened to Emilio and his family, but thankful that it worked out okay for all of us and was smoother than it could have been. So it's possible, it is possible, that isn't even a sentence. It is possible is because you have choice. Okay, well, that one didn't work out in this PowerPoint, but we'll forget about that. The thing is that we have choice, and you can choose to ignore those little promptings that you get, or you can follow them. And if you do, I promise you that things will be just so much better. We were in an art class here yesterday, which we do every Saturday, and the conversation came up about the universe or spirit or whatever you want to call it, usually whispers first if it wants to get your attention. And then it talks a little bit louder, and then it yells if it's something that you really need to pay attention to. And this week, it only had to whisper for me. So in the Bible, it's said that the human being is created in the image and likeness of the divine. Now that too is part of what has perpetuated this idea of this dude in a chair in the sky. So we have misunderstood this statement and created the divine in the image and likeness of ourselves rather than the other way around. A human-like, egotistical God that becomes jealous if we believe in somebody else and then punishes us with plagues and locusts and floods. Remember Gilgamesh? That's where it all came from. But what does it actually mean to be created in the image and likeness of the divine? You know, we have the 12 powers that Charles Fillmore, who was one of the founders of Unity, came up with, and they're basically our abilities. Like imagination is our ability this month. And that is the image and likeness of Spirit, that we have these abilities that allow us to co-create with this source that is energizing us to create our life. So the main quality of the divine is that it is unlimited in time, in space, and in potential. It's free. And that's how we're created, if you can believe it. But only if you can believe it. Because if you can't, then you won't be unlimited. You'll be as limited as you believe. And you'll have as much potential as you believe. But you were created to be infinitely full of potential and free. Because you are made in the image and likeness of the divine, you're created free too. And what does free mean? Oh, we've been so taught to not be free, haven't we? You're free to make your own choices, but you also have to live with the consequences of poor choices. And I can just say even any choices. Because the consequences of your choices might be that somebody that you know really well doesn't like the choice you made. And now they're not your friend anymore. And that's a consequence too. And yet that was the best choice you could make, right? And once you've made poor choices, there's no point in accusing the divine, because who made the choice? So when you make the wrong choices, you have to deal with the consequences. So how does dumping the results of flawed actions on God solve anything? I don't know. I think it felt good back then when I didn't know any better to blame somebody else for it, because somehow I'd be absolved of it. But the toughest thing I think I had to learn in the spiritual journey is that it's my responsibility. And I know I said that earlier, but I think it deserves to be thought about more. So the purpose of life is not survival, but to grow in doing what you have to do, doing what your divine purpose is. And when I say doing what you have to do, whatever is in front of you that you feel compelled is yours to do, do it. Because that's the divine speaking through you. So what is it for you right now, today, this week? I know someone in this audience who adopted this beautiful dog that really needed help. And that was hers to do. The interesting thing is, in having conversation with her, in adopting this dog, the love that's required to do that, and the love that was in this and is in this dog, is part of the healing journey, part of the beauty of life. And so sometimes the commitments and the choices that we make seem like, I don't know if I have time for this, or I don't know if I really want to do this, and yet there's a gift there, some kind of a gift. Try it out, test it out. So what's calling for you to have happen? My son and his family are coming this summer for a week. They live in Scandinavia. And their family, as in his wife's family, have traditionally included some of the younger children in the family in the travels so that they could learn about the world. And so every time that my son would come to visit from Finland, he would bring like either a nephew or a cousin or somebody from Finland also to enjoy the travels, if the parents could afford it, and they would always ask permission if they could come and they could stay. And I know that there's some gift for them and there's some gift for me in saying yes to them coming. You know, even if it means that there's a bit more commotion in the house. So this time round, they're coming with a 13-year-old teenager who doesn't speak English very well. And I wonder to myself, how is the divine showing up in this experience? Because I said, absolutely, bring her. It'll be great. So what is stretching you right now? What are you being asked to do or to open up to that is the divine knocking on your consciousness? So in the Gita, chapter 4, those who see action in inaction and inaction in action. And it continues that action in inaction and inaction in action is to remember it is not you, but cosmic intelligence or consciousness that moves you and embodies through you. So what that's to remind you of is that sometimes you're not supposed to do anything, and that's exactly the action you need to take. And sometimes it means you have to do something for something to happen, and that you'll know when that is. And sometimes, like the resolution for our air conditioning here, I said to our administrator, who really isn't, she's not at all a religious person, but she's more spiritual than I am, I think. And I said to her, well, I think we need to pray. And she knows what I mean by that. Connect with the source of all and allow for the right thing to unfold. And within 30 minutes, we had a resolution to our air conditioning problem. And I laughed with her and I said, I know you won't call it prayer, but the thing is that it is exactly what you need to do if you're struggling, to say, okay, I'm trying to be the bull in the china shop here. I need to stop. I need to have no action. I need to just say, what is the best thing to happen because I know that it's knocking at the door of my consciousness right now. What is that? And for me, it was to stop and say, there's a better answer than the ones that we were coming up with when it had to do with the air conditioning. And boy, the answer was even better, because not only did we resolve it, but money that we thought we would have to spend for the time that we hadn't been paying for air conditioning because the issue was quite convoluted, they even erased the debt. So it all happened for free. Now, would that have happened if I had pushed it with my own will? No. So if you let the divine express through you, you can do incredible things with seeming to be inactive. Because just to sit there and pray and make a decision is pretty inactive. But I'll tell you, it moved heaven and earth. So you are capable of so much more when you make yourself available for the divine and living your purpose. And so to ask every day when you get up, what's mine to do today? What is the highest and best that I can do today? What's mine to do? That's living your purpose. So we talk about God as consciousness or father, God as cosmos, mother, and God as life, child. That would be sort of like the trilogy. So God as consciousness, God as the cosmos, material universe, God as life. Infinite possibilities become matter through you. So if you think about how spirit works, spirit is this unseen essence that is everywhere. It does nothing on its own. It requires you to make a decision for it to go into action. But there has to be some kind of a go-between that allows that to happen. And that's the law of mind action. So that would be the mother. So being Father's Day, God, Father, if you want to call it that, is everything, every possibility. And then mother is what makes it possible. And then life is the result. Does that make sense?
That's from the back of the theater?
Yes. So thinking. Negative behavior starts with negative thought patterns. Think that's true? Duh. Once you are aware, there's a chance to change the pattern and the thinking. So what about righteous anger and negativity? And I mean, boy, is there ever a lot of that, especially with American politics in the last little while, wars going on in the world. It's so easy to feel as though, well, I'm right in being angry about this, or I'm right in being negative about that. But I have something to tell you that maybe you didn't realize. That you may feel justified to think or feel this way and hold negative thoughts against others. And that's okay. But guess what? It has an impact on you. Ultimately, we're harming ourselves through our thoughts. Because where does the thought happen first? But within you. And so who gets that negativity before anybody else? You do. And how does it show up? In your physiology, in all of your interactions with other people, in everything that you encounter. Because if you're living in a negative, angry place about somebody and you still feel justified and you think that it's okay, then the rest of your life is going to show up that way too. It's like trying to swim against the current. You're saying, well, I want to go with the flow, but I don't know why. I mean, I meditate, I say positive things, but I'm so pissed off at so-and-so or that thing. You know what? That one angriness will overtake a lot of the good that's happening. So how can you move forward and not have that feeling? It's a choice. Every time you notice you're being negative, you're justifying negative behavior or anger, to say, okay, do I really want to do this to myself? And how is it solving any other problem? So the problem with negativity against others is that the subconscious mind can only think in one mode. Just like you can really only, people say they multitask, you can really only do one thing at a time. You just bounce from one thing to another very quickly, but you can only do one thing at a time. The subconscious is the same. Your subconscious mind is what creates your body, creates your environment, is sort of the mother of your life. And so if you're in a negative mode, that's all it knows to do in that time. And the subconscious mind can't think hatred against someone and love towards ourselves at the same time. It can't. It's impossible. It's like two sides of a coin. That's why Jesus said, love thine enemies. I mean, we don't talk about the Bible a whole heck of a lot, but that was something that he said that was really difficult for people to understand, especially in times like if you think about Gilgamesh and even the time that Jesus lived, to not feel justified against anger against others because it impacts you. From Matthew 5:23 to 25, do not place an offering on this altar if you harbor ill against your brother in your heart. And what it's saying is what I just finished telling you is that you can meditate and pray and be the best person in the world, but you hate your neighbor. You have just undone all that good stuff. And it doesn't matter, the neighbor doesn't care. It's impacting your life. And Jesus understood that any ill will held against anyone disconnects you from hearing the inner wisdom. And I guess that's the biggest thing here. If you say to me, Anne, I don't hear God's voice. I don't hear, or whatever you want to call it. I don't hear the infinite. It has to be a cosmic 2x4 for me to pay attention. Well, maybe it's because of some ill will, some negativity, some anger, even against yourself. So even competitiveness, coercion, and domination will hold you back because they're negativity. First energetically and then in your affairs. And I never knew that before. I love to say I'm very competitive. But you know, that competitiveness underneath it wasn't love. There's fear there. Because competitiveness means that I might not win. I might not be the top enchilada, whatever you want to call it. So if you're feeling competitive, think about that as being something that's holding you back. This is from a show called Eric. I don't know if anyone's seen that. Cumberbatch plays, I think it came from the story of the Muppets, but it's a fictional show. And he says, you know, it don't take much to give bad thoughts wings. It's a great TV show if you see it. So our thoughts and words form reality. That's our gift. The reason you have a poor return rate on your thoughts is because of congruency. And that's also a good thing because your mind is not concentrated and congruent enough for something to happen. And thank God for that. Can you imagine if all of your thoughts came true? So congruency means if there's something that you really want to have happen or experience or feel or be part of your life, that you need to consistently think in that way. And so your life is going to show up that way. So your life today is a consequence of what you've been thinking about up until yesterday or even a few moments ago. So thank God some of the stupid things that go through my mind don't come true. That's grace. And not the little grace that's here. Imagine if everything that you thought about came to pass. I mean, we are so looked after that that's not true. But yet our thinking is our gift. So if you want to deliberately create reality, choose to align with your divinity. Commit yourself to harmony, beauty, and love. The meaning in service of the divine, which is another yoga term, samadhi, a state of happy divine revelation, a state in which the nature of the universe is revealed to you. So when you hear the words in service of, I've often thought, well, what does that mean to be in service of God? And all that means is to be in alignment with what's beautiful, what's lovely, what's in harmony, what makes your heart sing. I like that. So placing yourself in the service of the divine is actually how you find your life's purpose. Because you know what? When you feel so excited to do something or it gives you great pleasure, that's the divine knocking on your consciousness, saying, this is yours to do, follow it. That's your purpose. That's how you express the divine as you. So life becomes deeply meaningful and living in the zone, guided by the same intelligence that created worlds. Do you want to be in the zone? Are you in the zone? I know this week I was in the zone, even though I had some really funky days, some parts of the days. But when everything came together, especially in terms of this presentation, I knew that I had done enough work in terms of my own spirituality that even when other things blew up in my life, that I was being looked after. So I invite you to consider that. Your life will be divinely guided when you allow it. So again, from the author, God as life does not mean God as an individual or God as humanity. It means the total sum of all life forms, the complete community of life. The purpose of each life form is to create more life, nurture life in all forms, and create more life forms. To place oneself in the service of that means to foster biodiversity and the blossoming and nourishing of all life forms. And I know we do that the best that we can, don't we? So can you be in the zone? Yeah. With no concept of wanting to be somewhere else, can you? Be someone else, wanting to do something different? Your whole being totally absorbed in the present task. Can you be that mindful? Because that's really connecting with your purpose. That's how you can be unstoppable. So living your life's divine purpose means to step up to nurture life in as many life forms as possible, because that's how the divine is expressing itself. So we looked at, where did the big G guy on the throne come from? Gilgamesh. And how it works, that our imagination, our thinking, is what creates our life. And so let go of the negativity, the competitiveness, even the regret, and just say, you know what? I'm here right now. I can start again right now. I have choice. And so it is. So let's sing along with Karen Drucker and David Ault. And this is a great video. It's called I've Got the Power.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. All right, freeform dance.
I've got the power,
To make all my dreams come true.
I've got the power,
There's nothing I can't do.
I've got the power,
To be anything I want.
I've got the power inside of me.
Yeah.
I've got the power inside of me.
Every day I'm wasting my time thinking that someone else is gonna do it all for me. I've got to
Get up, get out, get it.
just get started. Take one step towards my destiny. Then I'll
Find my direction with clear-cut intention.
declare what will be and then just watch it come to me.
I've got the power,
To make all my dreams come true.
I've got the power,
Honey, there ain't nothing I can't do.
I've got the power,
To be anything I want.
I've got the power inside of me. I've got the power inside of me.
Talk me down, David.
There are days when I feel that I'm just no good. Days when I don't even want to try. But when I stop, look and listen and surrender, I hear a voice of truth I cannot deny. It says, you know you can do it, girlfriend, just get down to it.
Have faith in yourself and the will to see it through.
'Cause I've got the power.
To make all my dreams come true.
I've got the power.
There ain't nothing I can't do.
I've got the power.
To be anything I want.
I've got the power inside of me. I've got the power inside of me.
In those times when I feel so frightened and it seems like I just can't go on, I need to look deep inside, 'cause that's where I find the power, the power, the power inside of me. Yeah. I got the power.
I've got the power.
You got the power. You got the power. You got the power. I got the power now.
I've got the power inside of me.
Are you feeling it?
I've got the power inside of me.
I got it. All right, so we're gonna sing this together. I got the power. You got the power. We got the power.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
Sing with us.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power,
We're gonna do
you
this for about
got
10
the power,
hours,
we
just
got
over
the
and over
power.
until you get it.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. I got the power, you got the power, we got the power.
I got the power. You got the power. We got the power.
I got the power, you got the power, we got the power. Power!
Told me I have the power. Thank you, Reverend Ann. What's your takeaway today? Everybody's got the power. Excellent. So as usual, I have three. First one. So you talked about why does your health have to decline? I have long belonged to the club of non-decliners. I do not. I make myself unavailable to that downhill thing people talk about. And I am created free, since I'm created in the image and likeness of God, which means that I have choices. I like that. And I must connect with the source and allow things to unfold. I know sometimes I say, I didn't even get to articulate the prayer, but the thing unfolded for me in a really wonderful way. And lastly, well, this is in connection with that same thought. If you let the divine express through you, you can do incredible things. So, here we go. So let's turn our attention to conscious giving. And with conscious giving, we get to practice the law of circulation. And you can give right here in the sanctuary when we pass the basket around, or you can give us an e-transfer at the email admin@unityspiritualcenter.com. And your generosity allows us to provide this particular broadcast and many other services that we render every week. So let's say together, hand on heart, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I have, all I give, and all I receive.
And this is one of our wonderful go-to songs, My Life is a Prayer.
What if a prayer is not a plea, a desperate call with tears that fall on bended knee, but breathing out and breathing in, it's God in me that lives and breathes, my trusted friend. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. What if today I had the chance to move and sway? God leads the way in my life's dance. What if I knew without a doubt, no need to fear, God's right here within, without. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My life is a
Still good. So know that we are here to pray with you if you are feeling like you're not connected. I can believe for you if you can't believe for yourself. So give us a prayer request if you like. We have a prayer box here on the piano. or send it to us in an email, prayer@unityspiritualcenter.com. And join with me in this closing prayer. It's written by James Dillett Freeman, Prayer for Protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. And our final song, again, Karen Drucker, because she is just one of my favorites. Thank you for this day. And this kind of sends us off into the day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit, thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit, thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit, thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Every day I say thank you for this day.
Oh, so remember that you are loved, and we'll see you next week. I love you. Bye for now.